Welcome to Call. This is Geek Out Fridays, and it is Friday, May 24th, and I'm your host, Damon Nelson, and I'm joined by my partner, Wayne Atkinson. And if you've never been on a Geek Out Friday call, we want to welcome you to the call. This is kind of an informal look over our shoulder as we share some geeky stuff out there. And it's primarily about automated marketing using AI tools, content marketing, SEO, and a bunch of other things. And it may revolve around our tools and some of our recommended tools. But today, it is about AI data analysis using the new Chat 4o. Wayne will be catching questions. He'll try to answer them throughout the call if you're using the Q&A. And at the end, if there's any questions, we'll answer them. But if there's something really important, he will interrupt me and we'll kind of go in that direction. But other than that, I've kind of got a little slideshow. I'm going to try to get all this done within an hour. And I know that Matt with ZimWriter will have a live stream starting at 1. So you've got a full lunchtime activities here. Okay. So Wayne, you ready?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, let's get started. 4o came out, and I want to say it's maybe 3 weeks ago where it was launched. It is smarter, faster, like Superman, smarter, faster, and stronger, but it's faster than 4 Turbo. It also,
I'm not sure.
It also reads more data than Chat GPT-4 does, and it does a lot better quality than 3.5 Turbo. So I'm excited to share it with you. Hopefully you've had a chance to play around with it. And I have the paid version. I pay $20 a month for Chat GPT Plus. We also have it integrated in with AI Masher. I know ZimWriter also has it integrated. It is a very good tool to write articles, write quality articles. However, if you're using it in bulk, like we do, it's about 5 times more expensive than 3.5 Turbo. Now, with that said, 4 Turbo or 4 preview model was about 10 times more expensive than Chat GPT-5 3.5 Turbo. But long story short, 4o is the best writer right now, I believe, on OpenAI. It's comparable to Claude 3's Opus, but it is a lot faster, and it does data analysis like I've never seen before. So that's what we're going to be talking about today is data analysis. Why is that important? Google has this little thing called EAT. They want you to be an expert. They want uniquely original content, okay? Something that people can trust you with, that when you put in stats, that they're referenced back to a source so that it's not just made up stats. And AI tends to hallucinate sometimes. So we want to start with real data. And that's what I'm going to show you today, how to use it to, one is to do data analysis, but there's some other things that you can do with it that will save you a lot of time. So I call it my extremely helpful content maker. So here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to summarize listicles. And why is that important? There are so many people writing, the 25 best ways to do this, or the 22 top cities to visit. There's a lot of listicles out there. Sometimes, especially if you're using Ahrefs or SEM journal, these articles could be 10,000 words long. And I don't want to read a 10,000 word. I want a summary of what's important on this article on all these listicles, okay? So we're going to go over how to do that. Analyze data sets. I've never seen anything like this, that you can just drop a CSV, you could drop a PDF in there, and it will analyze the data in just about any format. And it will do it. It does have a lot of statistical analysis that you can do with it. I kind of just like my sums, averages, top, medium. but you can dive deep into a lot of statistical analysis with it. Okay. And then third, we're going to talk about let it give us some recommendations. We don't want to read the whole article. We just want a recommendation. That's what people are looking for. That's what's unique, that the generative AI is not going to present a firm recommendation based on this data statistic. Not yet, anyway. So you can force 4o to give you recommendations. And it's kind of cool the way that I'm using it. I hope that by the end of the call, you'll have some ideas on how to do it. And then we're going to talk about advanced data cleaning. This is one of the simplest things to drop just a screen capture and say, give me all the domain names or give me all the authors of a book. So we're going to do that today too. So let's get started. So summarize listicles. Here's your basic prompts. Now, at the end of the call, I'm going to drop in a Notion doc that will have these prompts that we're using today, but I don't have them. I don't have it in the Notion doc yet. I want to be able to do the show, and then we may have to tune up the prompts, okay? But it's basic. Review the listicles and summarize it. Explain what this means to a fifth grader, and what can I do going forward with the information. So let AI project what is a trend analysis, or what can you do with this information that's going to help you in your life. So here is an example. And I made a Medium article, why you should incorporate Snapchat into your content marketing. I think I wrote maybe 2 sentences out of it. Very good article. In fact, we may bring it up at the end of the call, but I started with this. So Search Engine Journal had a report 25 Snapchat statistics and facts for 2024. Well, I don't know if it says how long. It's a 10-minute read. I didn't want to read 10 minutes. I'd rather give it 3 prompts and get a summary of what it means and how I can use this information. I don't like Snapchat. It's not my generation, but it's a good way to summarize this listicle to do a Medium article. And in the Medium article, I have links back to my other stuff, okay? So that's the idea. So here's the basic prompt. Summarize article on the statistics, and I put in the link. What are the biggest takeaways from these stats? As a content marketer, never use Snapchat. What should I do next to include Snapchat in my marketing? Great answer here. Now, I'm building all this so that I can write me an article that serves as a curated summary and things to consider. Start with a compelling reason to read the article and why you might need to start using Snapchat in your content marketing. Very easy to do. These are custom to this particular statistic, okay? So if you're doing something about SEO, you're going to want to tune these up, but they're very basic prompts, okay? Analyze data sets, okay? So you have a data. It's either on a CSV or some type of spreadsheet. You want to review the data table and statistically analyze it. Look for any patterns or anomalies detected. Can you predict any future trends from this data, and how would it apply to me? This is the moneymaker right here, okay? This is what AI does really well, 1 and 2, looking for patterns and anomalies, and giving you some type of prediction and how it applies to you, okay? So here's an example. 56 Google search statistics to bookmark for 2024. So all these are stats that you may want to talk to your client about in selling SEO, however you want to use this. However, it says it's a 5-minute read, but I know the way I read, it's going to take me 10, 15 minutes to go through it and kind of look at it to analyze. It may take me longer, but not with AI, not with this new 4o version. So I wrote a Twitter article, key facts and summary. Okay, let's take a look at the prompts. Summarize this page. Pretty basic. Can you see any patterns in this data? This is my next prompt. Can you make a blog post with this data? Make a compelling intro and serves to summarize the results and how this was interpreted. So you want, not only do you want to see the results, but you want to see the methodology used, okay? Can you make a featured image? Because I'm going to make a blog post out of it. Can you give me a good blog post title reflect this as a summary and key facts? Okay. Very easy to do. Okay. Here is another one. Is the prompt was analyze this data table using column definitions, and I gave them the column definitions. Okay. So I put in a data table and the definitions. So I had 2 files in there, and they replied back, they're ready to go based on this. Based on the lowest competitive score, tell me which keywords will make the most money with the least competition. Okay. Where this came from was I was looking in Publisher Rocket. It had a big data table of coloring books, the coloring book genre, the competitive score, average monthly earnings, Amazon searches. So I didn't want to go through the table. I wanted AI to interpret it for me. So this was one I didn't even see in there. Coloring books for teens. Okay, coloring books for girls. Here's the competitive score. It's 1 out of 100. So the lower score means it's less competitive, meaning I have a shot to be in here. Okay, this has good search volume each month. So maybe I need to look at making coloring books for teens, coloring book for girls, or just, and here's the general was just coloring books. Okay. So I have a chat that I'm following along and reading this data table. Instead of me interpreting it, I would have never come up with this as number 1. Okay. But it is low competitive score, high monthly earnings. This is usually for the top 5 to 10 books is what they make average, and search volume. Okay. So here's another one that we did. I'm going to give you 10 text files. Now, some of y'all may recognize these are ZimWriter articles. So I just copied 10 articles, and these are the text. I included it into chat, and I said, I want you to look for a paragraph starting with at AI text. In that paragraph, you'll find an amount spent and an approximate word count. Okay. So I'm doing my own analysis, and you may have seen it earlier. It's on a Medium article. Is I wanted to look at these articles. How much am I spending with 3.5, with 4o, with Claude? And I ran this on all 10 articles I did on each of the models. Okay. So here's my average spend, 9 cents. Average word count was 1,400 words. And here's the range. It's plus or minus 6 cents. And range of words plus or minus 814. Okay. How much did I spend on doing this test? Total cost, I spent $1. This model right here, I want to say it is, it may be, the model may be 4o. I can't remember. But I ran this on all the models that I did. And with the calculator sitting there, it still would have taken me, if I was doing it manually, probably 20 minutes to maybe less. But I did it 6 different times. And I used the exact same prompt. I just put in 10 different articles. Okay. So this is something that AI will greatly reduce your time spent. Okay. So think in terms of, not only am I trying to create an article, but I was doing a research report basically for ZimWriter. So we know which model we want to use in bulk. And kind of the results, just to summarize it, 4o is great if you're going to use it for your money sites or your own personal blogs, but we're still using 3.5 turbo for our tier 1 and tier 2 articles that we're writing in bulk, just because it is cheaper and it does a pretty decent job. Okay. So recommendations. This is the other thing that I found that I kind of like is I tend to get biased on things that, and it's a good, if you're on the call, you probably have your own biases, but if you have a list of domain names or a list of something and you want to find the best ones, let AI give you a different perspective on what they think is the best of your list. Okay. I can go through a list of domain names because I used to broker domain names, and I can tell you if 3 of them that I know would sell for more than $1,000, and the rest of them may be all junk. So I don't want my bias to get in the way with building a company branded domain name. I want AI to help me out with that. So I'm going to show you a little how I did my recommendations. But evaluate the list against these parameters, and I give it parameters in the prompt. Give me your recommendations and explain why you chose these, okay? Can you make inferences, misspelled, for better ideas? So if I gave it a list of 50 domain names that we're thinking about buying one of them to brand out, maybe there could be a better domain name that we can check out, but I'm going to let AI suggest it. Okay. So here's an example. I used our tool, AI Masher. I went into the niche ideas, and I'll tell you in a second what I'm looking for, but niche ideas, domain name generator, and I ran 4o, and I said, give me 30, actually it was 10, but I put it to 30. Give me 30 domain names that match my prompt. And then I put it into Namecheap in the beast mode, and you'll see I turned off show premiums and hide unavailable. So I turned that one off and turned that one on. And then I went over here to popular, I said .coms. So it took all those domains, and then I exported it as a CSV. I put the CSV into chat, and I said, based on the list of these available for domain names, for a creative coloring books publishing company with wild in the name of the book title. I have a whole series of wild coloring books coming out. So I want to have a little publishing platform for them. Okay. So that I can do a data vault. I can do a bunch of money-making stuff inside of a publishing domain name instead of just sending it to Vid Penguin Productions or, one of our company accounts. We're going to build a little publishing account for it. Okay. So it took the list of 30 and it said, based on this, here are our top recommendations. Wildartbook.com. Okay. Here's the reasoning. Wild colors, wild crayons. I love this name, Wild Crayons. That is a good book. Additional recommendations. Wild Doodles. This could be a good one also for coloring book. So anyway, this is very simple prompt, but I asked it for a recommendation based on data that I gave it. Okay. And here's how I did it. I exported the list and I just attached the list. Okay. Evaluate this list of available domain names. Give me your opinion on the best ones. Here's the site and brand I'm trying to build. And I give it a little bit of prompt information. Okay. Very easy to do. Final is advanced data cleaning. I just kind of discovered this is I just did a screen. I had some data tables that we're using with Masher sites, and I just wanted to I wanted a list of the domain names from Masher sites. So I just did a large screen capture, and I pasted it as a text. I put it into Notepad and pasted all the data into a Notepad. And then I took that Notepad, copied it, and I pasted it into Chat. And I just said, clean up the data, put it in a table, make a graph from this data. Extract domain names from the list and remove duplicates. So I don't know if you've ever used our Masher sites, but they're replacements for WordPress. They're kind of self-hosted. They do a lot of other things besides just the WordPress. But we have a description, we have domains, we have site completed, we've got Cloudflares and all that. So I copied this entire list, just did a screen copy, pasted it to Note, and I just wanted the list of domain names. Pasted it in here and just said extract them. Okay. This saved me a lot of time. So I hope you're seeing some value with this. Is try it out. If you've got a big data table, just do a screen copy, paste it into a notepad to clean up, make it a just text only, and then paste it directly into one of the prompts and say, extract these domain or extract whatever information you want, and they'll put it into a table for you. Very easy to do. Wayne, any questions at this point? I think I caught Wayne off guard there. Okay. So I'm going to show you how I'm doing it on chat. And I kind of pre-made some chats already because I don't want us to just stand around watching the little dial spin on it. But I hope you appreciate what we're doing. So I'm going to go into, let's go into share this screen. Stop sharing here. Okay, we should. Wayne, can you see this? Looks like we're good to go. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to pull this down just so I can see it just a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to go into chat and let's look at SEO stats. I'm going to start at the very beginning. Okay. I found a stats on Ahrefs. So let me go over here to Ahrefs. I think I can just pull this one up. Yep, there it is. It's not the one. I don't think I used that one. I'll just pull it right here. So I was looking for some statistics that we could look at. So here's 124 SEO statistics for 2024. 10-minute read. Okay, here's the talking points right here and references, search engine ranking, backlinks, keywords. Okay, you can kind of get the idea. A lot of information right here on statistics. Okay, this is good. And this is very well researched. Okay, March 18, 2024. They have a reviewer and the writer. Okay, but I want to summarize this. I do want to know about the state of SEO, but I don't want to spend and multiply this by 3 to actually analyze all this. So I'm going to go over to chat. Okay, summarize this article in easy. Oh, let's make sure. Yep, easy statistics. Okay, so here's just your basic summary. 68% of online experience start with the search. Okay, Google dominates, which we all know. Content gets 0 traffic. That's absolutely true. SEO drives 1,000% more traffic than organic social media. I don't know if I would agree with that, but backlinks significantly impact search rankings. Huh. Okay, there may be something there. Local SEO. Pretend you are an SEO expert that builds mobile-friendly websites for local clients. A lot of the people on the call today are mobile-friendly website designers building for local clients. And turn my phone off. Apologize, I got messages on. Okay. So it wrote a little article, and it's researching this article, optimized for mobile search, local SEO, and it's putting in statistics in there. Okay, it's kind of similar to what it found up there. As a content marketer who wants to improve his SEO skills, what should I do next? So I'm asking the AI to not only look at the article, but I want to improve my SEO. So, these are all generic answers here. Pretend you're an SEO expert that builds mobile-friendly websites for local clients. A lot of you on the call. Can you predict where SEO is going in the next 18 months from this data? Okay. So I'm asking it to project or do a trend analysis for me. So this is interesting. Increase mobile optimization. I would assume that voice search. Okay. This is something that I need to talk to Wayne about. Can we improve our voice search capabilities in the schema of the sites that we're doing voiceovers with? Local SEO, enhanced focus on local SEO tactics, including Google My Business, okay? And local backlinks. We keep seeing backlinks pop up. Content quality, AI and automation. Well, we're pretty good about that automation. Now, act as a news story journalist and write an article on these stats. Okay, there's an article. Now, where would you put this? I would put it in a high DA Web 2.0 property. I love writing for Medium articles because I do get traction on Medium. I write on Twitter articles. You can do LinkedIn. You can put this in a Reddit, wherever you want to put this, or you can just put it on your website. Absolutely. This is information that is analysis information, and it is unique to you because you're using AI and we're analyzing that. Now at the bottom, I will always put in a link back to where the data came from. Okay. So I always want to give credit, a curated credit back to the original data source. And I want to go ahead and make a 16 by 9. I don't know why it's not showing that, but I want to make an illustrated feature image. Okay. I'm kind of let's see if it will do that again.
If you did this a while ago, I think that image might have been removed.
Oh, that's probably it. Okay. And the images are pretty quick. Any questions at this point, Wayne?
There was one about, so does this mean it now scans the web?
It will read your URL, and it's updated. I want to say the last I heard was December 2023. So if you have multiple current posts that you want it to analyze, you would put the URL or do a screen copy or copy it to a Word doc and save it as a PDF. So anything from December forward, you might want to drop content in for. Okay. But I want to specifically look at certain data. So that's why I'm giving it URLs. Okay. Very, very good image there. Okay. Here's another one. Read and analyze this article about SEO tips to boost organic traffic. Now I pulled that off of this one. Okay. So I just went into SEMrush and went to their blog, and this was the very first one on the blog, 20 SEO tips to boost organic ranking and traffic, December 20th, 2023. Okay, 21-minute read. I don't have 21 minutes to give to them. Okay, so they do a very good job with images and putting in everything, further reading. Okay, very good. So I'm going to copy that, go over here to the chat. Read and analyze this article about SEO tips to boost organics. Okay, so it's going to give me just a basic here. Okay, give me 10. What are the biggest takeaways from this report for beginners? Okay, so I'm structuring it to talk to beginners. So go back and look at the data again. Focus on quality content. We all know that. Keyword optimization. Okay, we know that too. Improve site speed. That's a good factor. Use descriptive URLs. Build backlinks. This backlink thing keeps on coming up everywhere. Optimize for mobile. Absolutely. These are your basic SEO takeaways on any article. Okay. Now, pretend you're an SEO expert that builds mobile-friendly websites for local clients. Can you evaluate these statistics against your knowledge and come up with your own top 5 things to do first? Okay. So now I'm saying go back to your entire internet database and contrast it with these statistics and give us 5 things to do first. Okay. Responsive design. Absolutely. That should be number 1 on a mobile-friendly site. Page speed, local SEO, optimize for local, user experience. These are, it is common information. That's a common body of knowledge there, mobile-friendly content. As a content marketer who wants to improve his SEO skills, what should I do next? Okay. So we're getting it ready to write an article from this information. Okay. Now, pretend you're an SEO expert that builds mobile-friendly websites. Can you predict where SEO is going in the next 18 months? Okay. Voice search. That came in off the other one too. User experience. Increase mobile optimization. Local SEO. AI and machine learning. Greater integration. Okay. So we know, looking at 2 different articles from 2 different companies, these are important things to consider as we're building websites and doing SEO. So I asked it also, now act as a news story journalist, review these questions I've just asked and give me any questions that I may have missed and should have asked. Okay. So a journalist is trained to ask a lot of questions of who, what, where, when, and why, and how. So I know I'm not a journalist, but I want to get these extra questions. What, how, okay. Can you answer these questions from the data given? Okay. Impact of video, social media influence, role of structured data. Terry Powers would be proud of me here. AI's role in SEO, tracking and measuring. Okay. So I've got some more content right here. Now, act as a news story journalist and write an article on these stats and how a beginner should get started, along with what to focus on this next year. So this is a pretty decent article. So it talks about recent SEMrush article, which I'm going to link to, and I'm curating the article, getting started with SEO, key focus areas for the next year, and we summarize it. Okay. Make an illustrated featured image. That looks pretty good. I'm ready to go to Medium or a Twitter article or a LinkedIn Pulse article. Very easy to put in information right here. And it's original. I mean, it may sound duplicated to everybody else because these are your basic SEO tactics, but it is pulled summary data from that information. Okay. So let's take it one step further. Anchor text SEO analysis. I'm going to give you a really long data analysis of anchor text. Okay. Some of it I don't understand, which is probably very true. Read this article, and it is 24. Here's the article. It says it will take 22 minutes to read and probably a lot more time to actually analyze. But this was a big report that they did, a data-driven guide on anchor text. And it has a lot of information in here. What types of anchor text, gives definitions. I mean, if you ever want to learn about anchor text, this is a great article to read if you've got an extra 22 minutes sitting around. Otherwise, take the link. You know what I'm going to do here. I'm giving you a really long data analysis, and then I'll put that article in there. And assume I'm just starting in SEO. Explain the main concepts and give me a statistics from the article to prove it. Okay. So main concepts, definition, clickable words and hyperlink. Types of anchor text, very, very good right here. Influence on SEO, statistics from the article. Okay, this is basic. I mean, it's nothing fancy there. Biggest takeaways from these stats: weak correlation and random anchors has virtually no impact on rankings. Now, this was in 2020 that this data set, and I did this more as an example. Brand and URL anchors. Overall, while anchor text is a factor in SEO, its impact might not be as strong as other elements. Okay, as a content marketer who wants to improve his SEO skills, you see I'm repeating these prompts, just basing it on the article itself. What should I do next in SEO? Diversify anchor text, internal, external, monitor, and adjust. Okay, well, that's just basic right there. Act as a research journalist that wants very specific questions answered. List those questions and please answer them with data given. Okay. So again, this is the journalist coming up with some statistics, and it looks like it's just pulling that original. There's an impact of random anchor text. Okay. Now pretend you are an SEO expert. Now, likely this was pulled from that very first set up here. Okay, so that was statistics from the article. I probably would start over with this, and I would probably modify this that says skip all the answers above, act as a research journalist and write an article from the data. Okay. So, or I may start out the very first article right there. Okay. Pretend you're an SEO expert, and can you evaluate these statistics against your knowledge, come up with your own 5 top things to do. Okay. So top 5 SEO actions for mobile friendly. Okay. Now pretend you are an SEO expert that builds mobile. What should we do for the next 18 months? Again, we're getting a lot of that same information over and over, but it is mobile first, user experience, voice search, diverse and natural link profiles, authority and relevance. This is current information. This is your EAT stuff right here. But if you'll notice, it is still talking about link profiles, that you do want some generics, you do want text strategy along with keywords, text strategy, authority and relevance. Now act as a news journalist and make me an article, write a 1,000-word article on these stats. Okay. Understanding anchor text. This is nice. It's repeating what the article is talking about, but it's first given me what is anchor text types. Okay. The data and its implications. Now it's repeating those with 2,000 to 5,000 monthly searches. Okay. So now I know where the data is coming from and how they came up with it. Actionable steps. Diversify your anchor text. Okay. So these are action steps that somebody can read this article. It will take them 3 minutes to read this article. And we're going to put a link back to the hrefs in there. But it is a 3-minute article that I can put on Medium right now, or any of the Web 2.0 products, or put it in my own damonnelson.com blog. And it is a fast read for a long article that has action steps, has definitions in there, has some data in there as well. Very easy to do. And of course, I come down here and say, can you make me an illustrated? We don't need to see that. Okay. This is, are there any questions about how we're doing this? Hopefully this is very easy to understand. That we're taking. Go ahead.
There's a question. Can you get 4o to grab links in the actual stats in your curated article?
That's a very good question. Here's your 20 tips right here. That doesn't have stats. Here's 24 SEO statistics. If you want it specifically looking for stats, what I would recommend is do exactly like this right here, is copy these stats, copy them, and put them in a notepad. Doing the notepad off screen here. Okay. So I'm going to copy those, and you can either save it as a text file, analyze, well, I'm going to dumb it down really. Rankings. Okay, so we're talking about online experience and search engines, search engine usage and behavior, rankings on Google, backlinks. So here's the main key points for an eighth grader. Okay, people start online. We know that Google's the main source. SEO websites, marketers link SEO, think SEO brings in the best potential customers. This is pretty good information. Can you act like, let's do act like John Benson, copywriter. And write me a 500-word blog on these statistics, on these stats, and make it a compelling reason to hire me as your SEO expert. We all want business from it. So this is what I'm trying to do right here. Write me a 500-word blog on these stats, make it a compelling reason to hire me as your SEO expert. Who's John Benson? He's a famous copywriter. So he's going to talk about starting strong, the traffic magnet, quality leads, Google dominance, and user behavior. And he starts turning it. However, achieving this is no easy feat. So he's telling you the benefits, and then why hire an SEO expert? Okay. If you're an SEO company, I just wrote you an article right here that could go with a little tune-up on your part, could go on your homepage. And we started with the stats from right here. We just copied the page, and within 5 minutes, we know kind of what this page is about, but we've got the stats in there. Okay. Real easy to do. And John brings in the stats over here from what we copied. Okay. Give me a yes if you think you can do this. Or better yet, ask me if you want another example, maybe we can do another example. But that was a good question, is if you find it's not going straight to the stats, just copy them and put them in a text file and then paste them directly into the prompt. Okay. Now I'm going to show you one other thing. Best domain choices. Oh, I have two other things real quick. Okay. I had, and we're going to do this again. I had coloring books. Evaluate the CSV list of available domains. I'm just going to start over here. And let's just, now I went to Namecheap. I went into beast mode here. And I put in a whole bunch of names in here. In fact, we'll do 10. Niche ideas, domain name discovery. If you got keyword masher, you've got niche ideas in there. I'm going to use 4o English, leave all that the same. And let's say that we're going to start an e-bike rental company. Get out of coloring. In Dallas. Okay, generate 10 domain names. Now, it doesn't check to see if these are available. So let's go ahead and do 30 of them, just for a quick check. And we assume .coms because those are always your most popular. Okay, so those are good. I'm going to copy those. Go over here to beast mode, and I'm just going to paste them directly right in there. Okay. Turn off show premiums, hide unavailable, popular. I'm just going to do .coms. Now, if you wanted to, you can, do .nets or all this other junk. If you're going to buy one, if you're going to buy a domain for resale, I encourage you only to get .coms. Now, you will see me with some .nets and .orgs occasionally, but we don't intend on selling those. They're there for our PBN network, okay? So hit generate. So I gave it 30 domains. It's going to look through there and see the ones that are available to purchase. Looks like a lot of them are. And DallasPedal.com. Ooh, I like that. E-Bike Tours Texas. That's another one. E-Bike
DFW e-bike, that's good.
What'd you say?
DFW e-bike.
Oh, that's a winner right there. But let's see what AI will say. So I'm going to export it to a CSV. There's my CSV. I'm going to come over here to chat. And I'm going to attach it. Upload from computer. Results 10. I think I still have this in. Nope. Okay. See what it says. So we probably, it's more than 10 in here. Dallas e-bike. Is that what you just said, Wayne? That's your choice?
No, I noticed the DFW e-bike, which is the consideration one.
Yeah, DFW e-bike, e-bike hire Texas, pedal Dallas. I like this here. E-bike DFW, Dallas e-bike. That's pretty neat. I could even probably go Dallas e-bikes to see if it's available. So I would come over here and just go, let's just clear this. If I wanted to check the plural, I could just go DallasEbikes.com. I think that one's probably taken. Available.com. Go. Ah, it's available. I just found a new brand name. Not that I'm going to start an e-bike store, but DallasEbikes.com, you can't get any more descriptive. Maybe DFW e-bikes, that expands the reach there. So just a quick review. I started here with a list. I put it into Namecheap. And could I have gotten to this point? Yes, I probably could have done it all by myself, but it might have taken 30 minutes and I might have gotten distracted and gone to Facebook, checked the email in between. And by the end of the day, I haven't really accomplished what I wanted, was a review of a bunch of domain names. And so Dallas e-bike is their top recommendation. So this is pretty cool. Anybody think of doing recommendations like that? This is, and it gives you, here's the table, here's the CSV right there. The 10 is just, it's a number because I've got multiple results folders in there. Cool. Okay. So that was the recommendation. And I'll show you one thing if I can get it. I'll do this one again. SEO stats. Okay, here we go. This was interesting. I was looking for coloring book ideas. And I've got tools that, are going to go into Amazon and look for authors, but I wanted to go to like a publishing house and see what they have as their top coloring book. So let's look at Penguin Random House. Two big publishing companies combined together about 10 years ago, and they have probably the largest library of authors. Okay, so this is all about coloring books. The coloring book list. I don't know when this came out, but it gives prices, paperback, where you can buy it from, and a short gives the title and the author. Okay, so again, I don't want to read all this. I just want a list with the links. So I copied that, went over here to chat, and here's what I said: extract the book title, author, and Amazon link from this, and now put it in a table format. Now, I noticed that the links are broke links. This is what I get on the link. So that may be an old, I don't have the date of when this was done, but I can simply go into Amazon and start looking at these titles. But Worlds of Wonder, so that's what I did. Let's see. Worlds of Wonder. Okay. This is a neat book cover. So I'm looking at book covers. I'm looking at sizes. This is a 10 by 10 book, and that's not. I normally do 8.5 by 11. These are great coloring book ideas. Okay, so lots of images in here. In fact, they have one that goes. It looks like it goes all the way across. That's interesting. Okay. So I'm getting ideas, generating some ideas that I would have never even thought of, because Publisher Rocket, doing the analytic study, didn't bring this in. She's got 5,600 ratings. So I want to find out, it's about 80 pages, which means she's probably got 40 drawings in there. And she's got other books. So this is almost like a Find Waldo book. But I've got some ideas for the book cover now, for a book cover. So come back down here and let's do the official Game of Thrones coloring book. So let's go over to Amazon, and I'm just going to put in here, and great coloring book. But I'm also looking at other books that pull up there. Can I knock off some of these and be number 2 or number 3? And this was published in 2015, 1,200 ratings. Very interesting. And I've got tools I can it will roughly approximate what this guy's making, George R. Martin, the author. But he probably had somebody actually do the coloring book for him. So let's look inside. Game of Thrones. Let's see if we got some. Yeah, winter is coming. Okay. This is interesting. Is the off page is he's putting a quote in there. And that's good. It's not going to take away. You're not trying to color on both sides of the sheet. But this is nice. Okay. So this is pulling data, organizing it for you so you can kind of jump in there. It would have been nice if the links actually worked, and then I could just jump straight in there. Tokyo Street Style. Last one I want to look at in Amazon. And I'll hit close and street style. I probably would have to put the author in there just to get closer. Okay, there we go. The coloring book. Now she's colored that in, but let's see if there's any, street style. Very interesting. Our AI masher will do stuff like this. It won't do the research, but it will make coloring books in that style. And we launched it last week in the coloring book maker, but you can do all types of coloring books, but you got to have an idea to start with. So anyway, I always found this is interesting, is if you find something, a long article you don't want to read, you just want it summarized, use chat for that. If you have a listicle you want summarized, or data. I mean, we went from here, 124 SEO statistics. I mean, I don't know. Me being into being an SEO junkie, I'm going to read these, but I may have to read them over the weekend because that's a lot of time. It's not 10 minutes. Like I said, it's going to take me 30 minutes to an hour to actually analyze what it's saying here and kind of register it in memory. But just doing this copy page or providing the link. So if it's not reading everything on the link like we did, just copy the page. Okay. Whew. Wayne, any questions we can answer?
Yeah. Would you use the same data to write 2 or more different articles about the same thing and put one on your blog and one on, say, Medium, and link one on Medium back to the one on your blog?
Good question. I would, let's see, stats analysis. Okay. Cold leads. Act like a John Benson. Okay. This one I'm going to put on my blog. Okay. So I don't have to go back and do a whole new thread. I'm going to do this, edit message. Act like Neil Patel. Maybe I spelled it right. Blogger. Write me a 500-word blog on these stats for Medium article. See what I'm doing here? And I'm going to make it a 1,000-word blog for a Medium article on these stats and make it compelling reason to click to my site to learn more about my company and how we can do all this for you instead of you struggling. So, okay. So I'm putting a call to action to bring them back to my website. I'm giving it a different author, different length. Okay. So this would be this is power of SEO, why you need expert help, link building. What the numbers say. This is what I like, is it's not just giving you an article, it is putting the stats back in there, giving you the challenges. Why choose us? Does this answer the question, Wayne? Contact us today. I would put a link back to the website.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And you see how we did it. We just changed the changed it a little bit. So I've got an article, Unlocking the Power of SEO, Why Hiring an SEO. This is the link that I'm going to send them to, this exact blog. And then I'm going to put this on Medium. But then I'm going to take it one step further. Write me a short Facebook post about these stats. I'll go ahead and leave Neil Patel in there. Make it a compelling reason. Okay. So now I've got a Facebook post, and it's got some emojis put in there. I mean, I know most of y'all on the call, you know how to do this, but real easy to use. Guys, we're right at past the top of the hour. I know Matt's starting his little live stream, and I say little, he's got a lot of members showing up there. But here's the link to go back to your page there. Okay, so I'll just kind of end it here. Let me do this. So in conclusion, try it out for yourself. Copy and paste full pages. Ask Chat to interpret the results. It's amazing the things you can do. It took hours. It used to take hours just a few months ago. So thank you for attending, and we will see you in 2 weeks on another call. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.